Welcome to Time on the Terrain. This week, this is my terrain, it is at least today, and there's really two things that have been apparent this week as I've been interacting with some teams that we've been basically developing the high performance of throughout the year, and also conversations with leaders who've all emphasised the same point. So two things have become apparent consistently. I'm going to start with the second one, this group of leaders who've all mentioned the same thing, and something that I can absolutely, sort of endorse and agree with. And what this group of leaders have essentially all said in very similar words, if not quite exactly the same phraseology, is, I've never worked so hard in my life. Right, this time, this moment, it seems to be very demanding. And whether that's because organisational cost pressure has meant that roles have been collapsed and people are double or even triple hatting, or simply the amount of data that needs to be reviewed for decision making to happen, or just simply the pressure on the certainty that leaders need to provide right now is all compounding. It's all leading to this insurmountable sense that, there's just so much to do and I'm on constantly all the time. And I very much feel this. So that's been something which I think is very pertinent to what I've been talking about in Time with Tim this week, and will continue to over the next few weeks, which is, how do you decide who to invest in? And what I'm going to be talking about on Monday, specifically, I think, as a way to answer this topic or this question, is if you are working harder than you ever have before, you have to start by investing in yourself. And that is the only way to ensure that you don't burn out, and that you can keep going just long enough that you can start to delegate or to ease off some of these pressures. So the second thing is a bit more positive, and it's really some data that's coming back from some of our high performance team measures. And what it's showing is that through COVID, and this has been reported by Dr. Adam Fraser amongst others, who we spoke to for Better World Leaders recently, is that leaders are actually, for the most part, really stepping up at this time. And the key data point that we're seeing over and over again with these teams is that they're reporting an increase in the fact that the leader cares about them as a person. And that connection and that real sincerity of care is invoking a lift in contribution and an increase in productivity and all of the beneficial outcomes that those two things drive. So I think I just wanted to share that point, share that data, and say that if you're a leader who is very much focused on connecting with your teams and treating them individually and connecting with them as people, keep going. And if for any reason you haven't been doing that, now's the time to start, and good things will come. At least that's what our research and our data is showing. So that's Time on the Terrain today. I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you again wherever I may be next week. If you've enjoyed today's Time on the Terrain and you'd like to check out previous week's observations and insights, you can do so at 4iLeadership.com/insights.